What is going on, guys? Mechaniccg here. Welcome to LNR Round 2 of the Touring Car Championship. Today we are around the Bugatti circuit, doing 8 laps for the first race, 4 laps for the second shorter sprint race, and then 12 laps for the third and final race with the mandatory pit stop. We are looking at multiple different vehicles today, going from the Chevy Cruze, being driven by Rain here, as you can see, the Audi RS3 LMS. We also have the Honda Civic being driven by Commentator here, and also the BMW 125i being driven by Poshy. We are going to see multiple. Again, this track isn't very common in Forza Motorsport, so not a lot of training for these guys in terms of over the lifetime. This track will throw out so many different surprises, so let's see how well the drivers do today. Right, here we go. We are starting race number 1. 8 laps around the Bugatti circuit. Harbs in first, we have Cuz in second, and Rain in third. Starting off those podium positions. Poshy 4th. Big Dan starting in that 5th place position as well. Let's get to the grid. And they are off. Here we see Harbs in first position, actually going very, very neck and neck with Cuz there at the side. And you can see Poshy doing a madness there off the line, going straight past. Rain in second place, hot on Poshy's heels, but Poshy going so fast on that inside there, coming up into the chicane. And as you can see, Harbs getting a little bit sideways. All these cars crazy, packing themselves in between each other, and as you can see, the time gaps already starting to grow, and we can see 2 drivers did go off towards the rear of the pack. That is Fozzy and Kolja. We did see them very close up towards the front of the grid earlier. And as we see, Poshy has also gone all the way back down now into 5th position there. We can see Rain is in first place at the moment. Coming up to the third of these hairpin corners. Now, this one with a slight square design to this corner, guaranteed to catch multiple people out because it is a very unsuspecting corner in terms of the tightness of it. As we can see, we have Harbs here trying to catch up with Cuz, but Big Dan is hot on his heels right now, trying to catch up. They're going through this chicane. Again, the chicane doesn't look like much on the minimap, but you have to slow down quite a bit to be able to get around there efficiently. As we can see here, Harbs trying to catch up with Cuz, but having to slow down because he's getting too close to the car in front. And coming on to that main straight, moving onto lap numero dos. Didn't really do well at foreign languages. Let's go and move a little bit further towards the back of the pack, and we are actually going to go and take a look at Fozzy right now. Fozzy currently looking to try and catch up with Altima. I'm just going to call him Chop because I think I messed up his name last time. But we can see Fozzy's trying to catch up with Chop right now. Good bit of Fanatec branding there on the back of that car. And you can see Chop as well trying to catch up with Zeus up in front. But Fozzy getting very close to the back of that car there. If we look at the game cameras, you can see just how close actually we're getting. Coming through that second hairpin turn. Again, these 3 hairpins next to each other causes so much opportunities for overtakes, especially after being on those straights there. And we do see Fozzy going a little bit wide, losing a bit of time. Let's go and move a little bit further forward to Pizza Boy now, who's currently trying to catch up with Spores. And as you can see, this group of drivers, 2nd to 8th position within around about 3 to 4 seconds of each other. Very, very close between them all. We got Leiden cheering on Fozzie in the chat. Again, if you are watching this on YouTube, make sure to follow Mechaniccg on Twitch to stay tuned for that next race. And as we see Pizza Boy going on the inside of Spools there, not quite managing to get that pass, but getting very close, potentially through this next chicane in this heavy braking zone. Could potentially see some overtakes, especially from some of the drivers in front. And we actually see HRT Big Dan up in the front there, getting a lockup. Harbs trying to make a pass on the inside of Poshy there, but actually losing that position to HRT Ken there. And potentially maybe even losing the position to Pizza Boy. Pizza Boy going into the back of Harbs right there. We go around that first chicane. Again, look how close these drivers are. We actually see the cars in the further back positions now trying to catch up. You see Psychopathic, Zeus, and Chop there, all catching up big time to these cars. While we also see Pizza Boy catching up with Spools. Spools and Harbs are neck and neck going into that third chicane right now. Harbs going around that outside of that corner there. We still have Spools catching up with HRT Ken though. And Spools is looking to get that position wherever he can. As we can see, coming up to the halfway... Wow, we're not quite at the halfway marker, but after this next lap, we'll be at the halfway marker. And again, you see these cars managing to control their throttle so extremely through there. I do like Pizza Boy's design, though, where it says, if I bump you, it's because I love you. Very... Spread the love, spread the positivity. And here we have Psycho going on that inside corner there, going very slow. You see Zeus and Chop making a pass through there with a police design. A very interesting design, as you can see here. Let's go and have a look a little bit further up towards the front of the pack, and let's take a look at Rain. Here we have Rain up in that higher up position in the 7-Up Europo car. How do you even say that? Europe car. No breaks. Welcome to the chat. If you type in !LNR into the Twitch chat, you will get some information up on there. Let's go and have a look a little bit further back. If you stick around to the end of the race as well, no breaks, I can explain everything for you. But as we can see, Pizza Boy coming up very, very close to Harbs here. Again, thank you for the follow as well. And Harbs looking on that inside. These guys are now past that halfway marker. They're going into the last stages of the race. And now the start is where the drivers are going to try and gain those positions while they're close. The end is where they're going to battle for those final extra points. And we're going to see a lot of dive bombs here. Pizza Boy going through the inside. We see Spools actually going a little bit sideways, potentially losing some positions there. Let's go and have a look at 5th position, which is HRT Ken. Currently trying to catch up with Poshy. And you can also see HRT Big Dan as well, trying to gain positions on Cuz there, further on forwards in 2nd place position. We can see Poshy has managed to gain himself a substantially large amount of time between himself and Big Dan. Big Dan cutting the corner quite extremely there. Let's go and have a look at Big Dan. Big Dan now. Did I mix up the two names? I think I did. Big Dan now coming on the inside here of Cuz. A little bit of contact through that second to last corner. Coming through this last hairpin, more like 2 corners. And back onto that main straight. Moving on to our lap number 6. We're going to see Big Dan potentially looking to set himself up for a pass on the chicane coming up. And as you can see, coming up into that first hairpin, Big Dan going on the brakes very much early, but Cuz going a little bit wide, potentially messing up his line there. But as we can see, coming out of that corner, they are neck and neck going into the second of the hairpins. Another heavy braking zone coming around here. Cuz has got the lead, and in fact, Poshy has now caught up, and we have a 3-way battle for second place. We're going to go on board of Poshy now, where we are going to be mostly spectating Big Dan and Cuz. We can see Poshy trying to catch up, going through, squeezing his way up into those higher up positions. Slamming onto those brakes there. A lot of these designs that you do see in this series are insane designs. But one thing I will mention now is the drivers are doing a very good job at sticking it together in this race. You can see not much time difference between the drivers again. And as you can see, Cuz and Big Dan fighting big time. So much so that Poshy has been able to catch up and actually gain some time. And there's a lot of contact between Cuz and Poshy, bump drafting. And Big Dan's just soared past Cuz there. These two getting very close. A bit of contact between Cuz and Big Dan. Poshy has made contact on the inside, and we can actually see HRT Ken squeezing his way through, taking advantage of the contact made between Cuz and Poshy. And you can actually see Ken is going to try and squeeze on the inside there, and he's got himself up into a podium position there. But Poshy's also going to squeeze his way through. We're going to go back to Cuz so that we can see a little bit more of the action here. As you can see, Cuz has also squeezed his way past. It is a 4-way battle for second place position right now. Again, Rain has stormed his way ahead. Because he has no one to battle, he's got no one else to slow him down. Got on the inside, you see HRT Ken trying to squeeze his way past. Again, that corner that is a hairpin but 2 square corners. There's so many opportunities for multiple different racing lines, whereas a hairpin normally has like 2 or 3 different styles of racing lines. A square corner can have 1,000 different racing lines, and it's whichever one you can pick that gets you around that corner faster that will win. And as we can see, Rain going past that final corner, coming across the finish line to start his final lap. We're going to shift ourselves a little bit further back now and have a look at a battle here for 9th position between Fozzie, Chop, and Zeus. Again, all positions in these series actually mean points. Although positions themselves do not matter specifically because all the lobbies are combined for time. If you overtake your enemy, you are going to be a little bit higher up in the rankings than them. And these guys are still fighting. Again, they do a qualifying session at the start to decide which lobby they're going to be in. So we are currently spectating lobby 1. And Kossi is spectating lobby 2. And they're all, so we have the fastest drivers. Kossi will have the mid-tier drivers. And you can see, again, Chop actually making a pass around the outside of Zeus there. A very nice move. Coming out to the square corners now. Zeus is going to try and get that position in any way, shape or form that he can. We actually see Psycho is just up behind here. Let's go a little bit further back and have a look at Ozzy Bogan. Ozzy Bogan trying to catch up with Psycho right now. Trying to get some positions. But these guys only have 3 more corners left to go to be able to gain any extra positions. Coming around that final corner. As you can see, Chop and Zeus are fighting big time to get those positions. That's going to slow them down and bring them down on the overall rankings. But here we go, across the finish line. And we are going to see these drivers. Race done. That was a very good race. Let's go and take a look at the results now. We have in first place is Rain Righteous with a best lap of 1 minute 43.7. Surprisingly, Rain did not get the fastest lap in this event. In fact, that award, I believe, goes to Poshy with a 1 minute 43.4. But Rain getting a total time of 13 minutes 54 seconds in first place. Then, next up is HRT Big Dan in second, Ken in third, Poshy fourth, Cuz fifth, Spool sixth, Hubs seventh, and Pizza Boy eighth. A little bit further down the pack, we have Chop in ninth, Zeus in 10th, Fozzie in 11th, Psycho 12th, Bogan 13th, and Kolja in 14th position. And here we go. We are ready to start the second event. This is the 4-lap sprint race worth 50 points for a first place finish with a bonus point available for fastest lap. And as we can see, Rain getting off to a good start. Actually in second place now. Again, Big Dan getting a very good start off the line there. You can see these drivers are battling, trying to get as far forward as possible before that first corner there. And as you see, Big Dan is on the inside line there, but Rain gets the good exit there. And we can see Psycho's gone up from 13th to 12th position there. A very nice pass. All the drivers going through that hairpin corner. We see position changes happening everywhere, all throughout that group there. Let's go a little bit further back and have a look towards Zeus. Hello, Zeus. How are you? Coming up to that second hairpin corner. Zeus catching up very close to the tail of Pizza Boy there. Potentially looking for a pass onto that second hairpin. 2 square corners. Going around the outside there. And Pizza Boy going on the inside of Haas. We do see someone going very wide. And that is potentially Cuz there that went a little bit wide. Or maybe Harbs. It could have been one or the other. The replay cameras are not the best viewing angles for a spectator. We do see Zeus going past Pizza Boy there, though. A very nice overtake made. And as you can see, Pizza Boy, again, threatening for that position. We're going to move a little bit further back and take a look at his point of view. Coming up towards that final hairpin. Looking for a position. Going, pushing towards the inside. Not quite making that pass, unfortunately, though. A very, very nice drive there. Pizza Boy losing a lot of time, though, unfortunately. Let's go a little bit further forward and have a look at Harbs. And Harbs is going to be looking to try and get 6th position off of Cuz. Again, all of these positions are going to get them higher and higher up. This is almost like a very short qualifying race for the final big point event. So every single position counts. And again, that last event will have a mandatory pit stop as well. So could change everything. We see Poshy going very wide there, getting a very extreme angle. Potentially could get the lunge on Chop there. And we do see at the back of the pack, unfortunately, is Colger again. We have Aussie Bogan 13th, Fozzie 12th, Spalls 11th, Psycho in 10th, Pizza Boy 9th, Zeus 8th, Harb 7th, Cuz 6th, Poshy 5th, Chop 4th, Ken 3rd, Rain in 2nd, and Big Dan actually in 1st position now. Let's go and take a look here, and we can see Rain is going to be trying to get that position back from HRT Big Dan, but Big Dan has the reins right now. Haha, see what I did there? Wasn't very funny. Big Dan has control of this situation at the moment, and as long as Big Dan can keep Rain behind, Big Dan could potentially get himself that podium, and it could be the first race that we see where Rain doesn't get a first place position. But you see Rain getting very, very close to the back of Big Dan there. And we are only on lap number 3. This is actually the second to last lap. Again, this race is a very, very short race when we look at it. Let's go and have a look at Poshy now, who's currently battling with HRT Ken. Very close, and unfortunately, there has been a collision between the two. HRT Ken being spun out, and he is now going to be going to the very back of the pack. Poshy is slowing down and going to bring himself all the way back down to 10th position there, but that has ruined both Poshy and Ken's race there, unfortunately. And here we actually do see Rain getting very, very close to getting that pass on Big Dan there. Rain has one more lap to get that position, and we see Chop getting very, very close to Rain, potentially threatening Rain of even getting a second place position. Cuz getting very close to Chop as well. Cuz is trying to get back into the mix of that battle. We also see Harbs doing the same. And unfortunately, Zeus and Pizza Boy, I believe, are a little bit too far back to be able to get into that fight. But again, very, very close battle. Let's move a little bit closer forward into the action and have a look at Cuz. And Cuz, as you can see, is gaining a large gap between Chop. So potentially he may struggle to get himself a position on this last lap. But we see Rain taking a very interesting line, and Cuz trying to take a lunge, but we see Harbs coming for the pass on the inside here. Big Dan having a lock up. Rain potentially is now starting to quake in his boots right there. Coming up to the second hairpin now again. Rain going around. Not managing to get any time on Big Dan. Big Dan is going to get a first position by the looks of it. You see Zeus there going up 4 positions in this race today. Bit of contact between Harbs and Cuz there. And we see Chop is managing to separate Harbs and Rain there. Rain does not have much time left. He has 3 corners left to catch up, but Big Dan has managed to squeeze himself as far away from Rain as possible, and he's got enough distance that Rain is going to struggle. As long as Big Dan can hold out this corner, he could get himself that first place position. And by the looks of it, he has. This is the first race of the championship where Rain has not got himself a first place. And Big Dan has got himself that podium. A very hard fought but well-deserved podium there for Big Dan. As you can see, that is the last place car crossing the finish line there. Let's take a look at those race results. We have, in first place, HRT Big Dan. An amazing drive from him. Absolutely insane. Second place, Rain Righteous. Third place, Chop. Fourth place, Harbs. Fifth place, Cuz. Sixth place, Zeus. Seventh place, Pizza Boy. Eighth place, Spalls. Ninth is Poshy. 10th is Psycho. 11th is Aussie Bogan. 12th is Fozzie. 13th is Ken. And then in 14th is Colger there. We are now moving on to the final race. 12 laps, 1 mandatory pit stop around the Bugatti circuit on Le Mans. And here we are starting with HRT Big Dan. I have no clue what has gone on with the replay camera, unfortunately. There we go. Fixed it. And Big Dan, again, getting the amazing start that he had in that last race, managing to hold that position, but Rain is going to be looking for revenge this race. And as you can see, Rain has gotten that position on that outside line there. A very nice pass. Hobbsy, thank you so much. My back will thank you in 40 years. And here, as you can see, we've got all of the drivers going around that second hairpin corner now. A very, very nice line around that outside there. We're coming around the square corner now. The square hairpin. I'm going to call it the square hairpin. I think that would be good. Let's go a little bit further back, and we're going to take a look at Mr. Ozzy Bogan. Hello. That is not the button I want. I do need a brand new controller, by the way. There is... it's so bad. Here we can see Ozzy Bogan is looking to try and get a pass on Zeus, wherever he possibly can. Channel points is a way of interacting with a stream, Hobbsy. So, and we can already see 3 drivers are going into said pit stop. We're going to wait for everyone to go past to work out what drivers are doing their stops. And as you can see, we have Spools, Ken, and Colger have gone in for their mandatory pit stop already. Let's go and take a look a little bit further forward towards Ultima Chop right now, who's currently trying to catch up with HRT Big Dan, as you can see here. Coming up to that first of the hairpin corners, we have the 2 HRT drivers. The HRT drivers are not battling, but they're working together to hold most of the drivers off. And Big Dan, again, looking to threaten Rain throughout this entire race, pressuring him as much as possible. Rain may not be holding his trophy for this race. But as you can see, Spools, Ken, and Colger have split off quite dramatically, so we are going to see a lot of splitting through this event. Let's go and take a look at Poshy now. And he has unfortunately gone off the track at that exact moment that I did go to spectate him, which is a real shame there. So let's go and have a look at Ozzy Bogan then. Ozzy Bogan is currently catching up again, still with Zeus. And as you can see up in front, you see Pizza Boy and Cuz there battling for a 5th place position. And we see Ultima Chop has gone into the tire wall there, whilst trying to get into the pit stop. And I believe as well we do see Rain has also gone into the pits. But we shall wait for them to go past and then we'll check. So you see Big Dan, Ultima Chop, and Poshy have gone into the pit stop. That was an extreme hiccup. And here we can see Pizza Boy going a little bit wide. There's potentially opening the window for Zeus to get a pass. Let's go and have a look. I do not, unfortunately, Hobbsy. I do not. And here we see Zeus going, getting as close as possible to Pizza Boy, ready for the lunge into the square hairpin coming up. Blackout, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. guy's flooring it. These guys are going to be battling for multiple laps. But again, surprisingly, these guys have split off quite extremely. With the pits, when taking an early stop, typically does stop the battles. And most of these drivers will want to stop the battles because, again, the time is based... The finish result isn't based off of this. It's based off of the time from the 3 lobbies. So, the faster time that they can get, the better for them. Let's go and have a look at HRT Ken, though, who's currently trying to catch up with Ultima Chop. We do also see another driver in the pit stop. That is Fozzie taking his pit and coming out very, very close to HRT Ken there. Very close to even a collision there. But if we go and have a look at Fozzie, who is now currently trying to catch up with HRT Ken. Silver, welcome to the chat. Coming around that second hairpin turn. Again, the drivers are spread out now. Most of the drivers that have taken their first lap, like these ones, these will be quite far back. Those drivers that haven't yet taken their lap, or their pit stop, will be around about 35 seconds ahead. So, but eventually we will start seeing all of the drivers having their pit stop before that final lap, and then the final lap will be where we see the most battles. Coming through that chicane there. Again, this chicane, it doesn't look like much on the minimap, but it is a large gap. It's not quite 2 corners where you go one, then the next, but it isn't quite a chicane either. It is in between the 2, and it means you have to slow down quite dramatically, otherwise you ain't getting around that corner. If we now move a little bit further ahead to HRT Ken again, still trying to catch up with Chop. We do as well see Big Dan and Ozzy Bogan in the pits at the moment. And we are now going to go up to Harbs, who is currently trying to catch up with Rain. Coming up to this section again. Again, the braking it's such an extreme braking zone through there to be able to slow down enough. Harbs, though, definitely threatening Rain to try and get that position. Again, we typically see Rain a lot of the time getting those podiums quite easily, no problem. But after that last race, seeing Big Dan doing an amazing run. These guys looking lap number 6 now. After this, it will be the halfway marker. Most of these drivers will not have... Although there is a mandatory pit stop, the pit stop can be taken anywhere. The pit stop is there just to split up the battle. Tyre wear will not start affecting it until you be on lap 14 around this track. So, they will not have any tyre wear problems at all. It is literally just to split up the battles. As we can see as well, we see Big Dan is still in the pit lane, apparently. He has not come out of the pit lane. Let's go take a look at that, actually. I didn't realize he was in... They go in the pit lane for that long. Because it's not Big Dan in the pit lane. Big Dan's up here. Why is my game so broken today? Let's go take a look at Ozzy Bogan in 10th position then. And he's currently trying to catch up with HRT Ken right now. A very good line around the outside there for Ozzy Bogan. Let's go take a look at HRT Ken. Again, Ken is managing to keep on Zeus. Oh, he's on Zeus's tail right now. These guys are going to be swapping positions fairly soon, I believe. Coming to that second to last corner now. Getting very, very close to Zeus, but having to go on those brakes a little bit early to make sure they don't have a collision between the two drivers. Oh, a very cheeky corner cut there from HRT Ken as well. We do see Big Dan has taken his pit stop, which for some reason the game said he had already taken one. But he has gone a little bit further back and he's now in the position where he should be. Again, Ken getting very close to Zeus. A collision being made between the two, and Zeus actually getting a little bit of a speed bump by the looks of it. Gaining a little bit of extra time between himself and Chop in front of him. You can also see Chop trying to catch up with Spools right now. Let's go take a look a little bit further back, and we're going to have a look at Psycho, who is in last place at the moment. But again, these positions are worth points. They should still be fighting no matter what. And here we do see Psycho trying to catch up with Colger right now. Colger's been last place for all two of these events so far. So let's see if Colger can get a different outcome for this race. And by the looks of it, potentially he can. Psycho getting very close to the back of Colger right now, though. Drivers are onto the 8th lap at the moment. Just finished their 7th. A very smooth drive so far, though. And here we have Chop actually getting super close to Spools right now. Potentially in this first hairpin looking for an overtake. We could potentially see an overtake anywhere between now. And you also see Zeus and HRT Ken as well getting very close again. Chop's going to be looking for that line around the inside, potentially on this next corner. Coming through that chicane section, Spools has actually tried to catch up with a Pizza Boy now, and he's getting much, much closer. Again, Chop gaining around about 0.1 second through that chicane, but losing it into that third to last corner. This section splits up the cars so dramatically, especially when cars are getting very close. It will cause that gap to be deleted. So the drivers have to be brave through that section to be able to storm through there. We're now moving on to the final third of this event now. around about another 6 or 7 minutes for this race. We do see Chop getting very close again to the back of Spalls' car there. You can see Big Ken exactly the same position, exactly the same scene as it was on that last lap. Still very, very close to each other through that section. Let's go and have a look at Cuz right now. So, Rain has taken his stop. But we do see Cuz currently in second place position, trying to catch up with Harbs at the moment. And we actually do see both of these guys are coming into the pit stop for their scheduled stop. Let's go take a look at Rain and see whereabouts Rain is going to come out on top. And here we see Rain coming on across that start-finish line, lap number 10. Harbs coming out of the pits there. He's gone just behind Rain, and unfortunately, I believe HRT Big Dan could potentially get that pass on Harbs there. By the looks of it, not quite. But again, I believe now that is every single driver has taken their pit stop. So for the final 3 laps, this is where the drivers stand. And as you can see, there are some massive gaps being gained, but we do have some battles, especially a battle back here for 10th position between Ozzy Bogan and Poshy. And as you can see, Poshy going around the outside. He's going to have a lot more distance to drive going around the outside, giving Ozzy Bogan that inside line and giving him that pass. But coming onto this next corner, again, Poshy taking that outside line again, giving even more gap. He's gone from being 0.0 seconds to 0.3 just because he took that outside line. Poshy's going to have to see if he can squeeze onto the inside for this next corner, but again, not being able to get there is going to be an extreme problem. 0.4, 0.5 seconds now, the gap. Let's go have a look at Mr. Ken. Again, very close to Zeus for this final section. Both of them are in the Audi RS3. A beautiful car, I might add. I do like the Audi RS3 touring car. It looks insanely good. These guys getting very close, coming up to that final corner. Big Dan very close to Harbs at the moment as well. Only 53 feet between the two drivers, and that has been a steady number. But we do see HRT Ken having a substantial gap being gained now, so potentially we won't see any position changes. Poshy losing a lot of time to Ozzy Bogan again, making that gap much, much larger and much more harder for him to get that pass. Let's have a look at Big Dan now. And Big Dan going to be looking to get himself a second place position in this race against Harbs. Coming up to this chicane now. I have no clue, Sparrow. Poshy got absolutely punted in race 2, and now he's gone all the way back to... I think it was Poshy and Ken collided, and they ended up going really far back. We are looking at a massive battle, though, for this final lap. We're going to go and have a look at Zeus now. On board Zeus. We see Ken at the back there trying to catch up, but we also have Chop in 7th, Spalls in 6th, and Pizza Boy in 5th. Again, moving on to this final lap, the final lap of this race. And here coming round to that final time for that first hairpin. And you see Zeus messing up his braking point. HRT Ken going on the inside there, squeezing himself past, getting himself one more position. These two drivers potentially battling to the end. You see Zeus is like, no, give me that position back. HRT Ken having to settle for 9th for now, but still trying to push, coming up to that square hairpin. A little bit of contact on the inside, and Zeus and Ken have messed up their braking point. A very, very dodgy overtake there from Ken. Zeus is going to try and get that position back, but I believe that has sealed the deal there. Zeus trying to catch up so bad for that position there. These guys coming up to the end of that final lap. Zeus not actually managing to get that position back from HRT Ken. And that is 9th place crossing the finish line. We do actually see Ozzy Bogan and Poshy back there fighting. But Poshy not managing to get that position back. Let's go and have a look at Psycho at the back of the pack at the moment. And here, coming up to the end of this race. And there we go. That is the end of that final race. Race 3. Worth 200 points for the first place driver there. And let's go have a look at the final results. And that is going to be Rain Righteous in first place, taking his one mandatory pit stop. Harb second, Big Dan third, Cuz fourth, Pizza Boy fifth, Spool sixth, Chop seventh, Ken eighth, Zeus ninth, Bogan 10th, Poshy 11th, Fozzy 12th, Culture 13th, and Psycho 14th. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy it. And if you want to stay tuned for the next race, stay tuned for exact same time next week. Or follow us on Twitch to watch us live. Peace out.